Back in Destiny 1, exotics were different. They weren't as flashy or complex as they are in Destiny 2. Vex Overcast, for example, was one of the most special exotics from that game. All it was a auto rifle with Zen Moments, Rampage, and a skin that made it look like a Vex slap rifle. Outbreak Perfected, originally called Outbreak Prime, was a rapid-fire pulse rifle that made Siva nanites and precision kill and rapid hits, which is now one of the free things it actually does. Galhorn, the exotic from Destiny 1, was just a rocket launcher that did good damage and had Wolfpack rounds, something it now gives to all legendary rocket launchers. And then Whisper of the Worm, previously Black Spindle, literally just reloaded after 3 precision hits. That's all it did. Null and Beyond, one of the most requested weapons I see, was a sniper rifle that took primary ammo. That was all that was. Icebreaker, another weapon, was a sniper rifle that just regenerated ammo. No Time was just a pulse that gave ammo back on precision hits and also had Headseeker. Sleeper's entire thing was literally just being a linear fusion rifle, and Dragon's Breath's thing was literally just what Whipperhood does. Except it doesn't stick into enemies, it just creates a pool of fire on the ground. That's it. However, throughout the test of time, most if not all of these exotics have remained fan favorites. One of these exotics from Destiny 1 is my favorite weapon in the franchise. Throughout all of the weapons, this one has stuck around as my favorite, even compared to stuff like DMT, which I consider a close second. This weapon is the Reddeath. In Destiny 1, this was a 340 RPM pulse rifle, and all it did, no joking, all it did, was have unflinching and heal and kill. And this heal and kill wasn't anything particularly game-breaking either, not at all. Usually this would basically just be a third of your health. It worked as a sort of lesser version of cure. It was also something I remember completely not needing because I was pretty good at not dying back then when that was the main game. This weapon, of course, being my favourites, was something I've wanted back ever since Destiny 2 launched, all the way back in 2017. And whilst that year we'd get some form of it with Crimson, a hand cannon variant of the Reddeath, which was still a pulse rifle at heart but with a hand cannon's model, it worked like Reddeath, healed on kill, and reloaded upon precision kills. That was nice, but it was never truly the same gun, so I never personally used it outside of when it was meta in Cross of Osiris. It was also part of the reason I quit the game back then, because it just felt like Bungie didn't care so much. However, now in the final shape, Reddeath has returned to the game. You can obtain it by simply getting to rank 35, or if you've already bought the Echoes season, it'll be in the first tier as soon as you log onto the game. And like Destiny 1, it is a 340 RPM pulse rifle. It has 85 range, 49 stability, 29 handling, 46 reload speed, 32 bullet mag, and 24 AE. Its main perk, Redemption, makes it so final blows give you ×2 fuel, increased reload speed, and reloading after every kill kills nearby allies. This essentially makes it a better version of Heal Club. It also has inverse relationship. Dealing damage with this weapon gives it increased handling, reduced flinch, and increased movement speed, on top of increased damage versus combatants, that's PvE enemies, as your health lowers. I don't know how much these increases are yet, but I can tell you the flinch resist and handling feels very significant, whilst the movement speed is relatively unnoticeable. Also, the damage increase you gain is quite significant. In PvE specifically, the Reddeath in the Nessus Lost sector in the Cistern against the Colossus, you know the one, will deal 2,151 damage per bullet at full health. However, whilst at red health, which is where the buff reaches maximum effectiveness, it will now deal 3,011 damage per bullet, giving it an increase of 40%. And this will work like high impact reserves and the Prophecy Weapon Origin trait, whereas the lower your health gets, the closer it'll get to the 40% maximum buff. Death also has a catalyst, which will be unlocked later in the episode. When Act 2 launches, it'll be at level 154 in the pass, and will make it so final blows will charge up the weapon. Upon being charged, the next kill will then create a healing burst around you and leave a remnant, presumably the same as Healing Grenade, which that then provides restoration to allies. Which, whilst this does sound really good on top of everything else it does, we don't have it unlocked, so for now I'll continue like this basically doesn't exist. Just know that it will make it even better than it currently is. Now at first, Reddeath does sound a little underwhelming, considering in the same style weapons like Sunshot exist, for example. It doesn't seem like the most amazing weapon ever, however, as someone who's used it non-stop since Final Shape launch throughout all 3 of my Legend campaign runs, the Powerful Grind, Pale Heart, the new raid, co-op missions, basically everything, and already put 2,363 kills on the thing at the time of writing in PvE, I'd say it's pretty good. If you're someone who struggles with survivability, I would absolutely use Red Death. And if you're using Prismatic, since most builds are around ability spam, you can forsake all the survivability and rely on Red Death's heal and kill to let you just spam abilities and then shoot some random enemy every so often to stay alive. And in the raid, it can be quite nice for doing mechanics, as again you can just focus on doing those and shoot an ad for what is basically a full heal. I would mainly recommend its use in harder activities though, ones that will actually kill you fairly regularly, stuff like the Master Raid, Grandmaster Nightfall, Legend Campaign for example. The final fight in the Iconoclasm mission, one that I will try not to spoil, is one that specifically comes to mind, where the full heal and damage whilst ad clearing has saved me multiple times, especially in the second phase of the fight where the poison comes in. And even if it wasn't my favorite gun, I would probably still use it anyway just because of how useful the heal and kill is. So now for the PvP section, which is where I believe Red Death is honestly at its best. As mentioned prior, the stat increases from inverse relationship are significant, very noticeable, which alone would be enough to make this a good plus combined with its meta frame and top of its class stat package. Literally, the only plus that even compares is really the Messenger, with a similar stat package of 84 range, 67 stability, 31 handling, 41 reload speed, 37 bullet mag, and 20 AE, with extended barrel and ricocheting rounds and a handling masterwork. So at base, basically, it's pretty much a meta contender in my opinion. But it literally has a better version of heal clip which activates about a reload. Just my play session from yesterday, which was the recording session, which was basically the first time I've been able to play PvP properly since its final shape launch. I was saved a multiple of times from the Cure x2 proccing right after killing someone, and I could regularly get 10 streaks, even multiple of them per match. There is literally no reason inside of PvP for this not to become at the very least a solid top tier option, if not meta in my opinion. And from the sound of it, it will absolutely be meta inside of Trials, as the team shot capabilities from the healing aura and the cure and reload sound amazing for keeping teammates alive. And don't let the stability fool you, it's honestly one of the most stable weapons I've used, and plus it feels like the Destiny 1 version somehow. Less so on controller, but especially on keyboard. And since I mentioned it, I did decide to try Red Death on controller for a couple of games, and whilst it was a couple of games, like, free, and I didn't really get to record, I can safely say that it feels amazing. It's literally missed your shot sticky, and the anti-flinch makes it so you can just beam people on over inputs. It's truly great. And that's so far as all I really believe I can say. I do plan on a follow-up video once the catalog's out, and I might go into more intricacies as I fully learn the gun, as I feel there's a lot more that I probably could mention, I just don't know it yet. For now, I have a lot of content planned for this season. I want to start 2 series that I'll run alongside the usual reviews. I want to review all the exotics in the game, weapon and armor, primarily older and underused ones, and see how they're doing, how capable they are, who they're buff, and any ideas I have for them. The second series I want to start is a LFG rating series, or just LFG in general. With the fallout of Dual Destiny's drama and the complaints of LFG I've seen, especially this last week, I want to go on an exploration and see if it's really as bad as people say, even though I do use it quite regularly. That said, these will probably go alongside the normal reviews. The exotic ones will be shorter videos that I can probably post alongside other videos. However, since LFG raids and doing LFG activities in general can take a while, I therefore don't really believe I can post them alongside the usual content, at least on a week-to-week basis. But we'll see. I also plan to continue the State of Destiny 2 series. There'll be 1 new video for that per year, reviewing all the content in the past year and any problems I currently have with the game. But that will take a while, so just wait. With that out of the way, that's all I have to say for today, so I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, and sub if you enjoyed, and adios.